Welcome back, guys. As promised, here's the podcast. Tonight I've got with me Ollie Outdoors. He's a new YouTuber that just got on the scene of making lightsabers and special effects videos. He's going to be a permanent feature here on the podcast. Excited to have you, Ollie.
Thanks, man. Excited to be here.
You can check out Ollie's channel down in the comments below. He just put out a new lightsaber video with After Effects. I highly recommend you check it out. Show the guy some love. He spent weeks working on this stuff, and it was really impressive. So going forward, we're going to have a format of, we're going to talk about some movie news here. We're going to talk about some gaming news. And then we're actually going to move on to something that we both love very much, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger. And we are going to debate and rank the top Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. This guy likes raw deal, so he's going to take some shit over that. So, the first story, what do we got here? We got Han Solo movie gets a title. Solo, a Star Wars story. Kind of not surprising.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They could have been a little bit more imaginative with that.
I didn't really know what else they would call it. Like Han Solo. Like, to me, it kind of was fitting though. But to me, it's still the movie that nobody was asking for. You know, Harrison Ford is so good.
Watch it anyway.
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm super pumped. I hope he pulls it off. It's like they picked one of the most charismatic people in all of film. Like, how can you live up to being that guy is my problem. It's Harrison Ford. It's fucking Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You know, it's Han Solo. And the guy that they got it, I mean, he's cool, but I was like, really? You know, I swear to God, I think Chris Pratt would have been awesome at something like that. I don't know why, but he's too old. Maybe like a young Chris Pratt. I don't know. I'm just not convinced that that's going to be a thing. We also have Pacific Rim coming up. Pacific Rim and Godzilla possibly might cross over. And I think that's pretty awesome.
That would be amazing. Just two giant robot and monster fighting. Sounds awesome.
I'm definitely into the new trailer. A lot of people seem to be upset about it. People saw my remake of the trailer with the original theme song, and oh man, they shit the bed, dude. I've never had so many downvotes and upvotes. I actually first video I've ever turned the downvotes and upvotes off because it was 50-50. It was the fans of Pacific Rim liked it. If you haven't seen the video, it's in my videos. You can check it out. And the other people that didn't like it were fans of rap music. And before this turns into a giant racial issue, I don't care if you're black, white, transgender. I don't care at all. So it has nothing to do with that. I kind of wanted to talk about this for a moment because another trailer had recently came out called the Black Panther. Yeah, everybody knows about the new Marvel movie coming out. Saw him in Avengers. And Black Panther also used rap music. Now, where I'm going with this is not that I don't like rap music. There was one new YouTuber that I've been watching called Tyrone Magnus. I'll even link him in the channel below, in the channel notes below. You can check out his video. The first thing he mentioned is why is it that anytime there's a movie with black people in it, or predominantly black people, that they have to use rap music? And I tried to make a video about this, but I didn't want to come off as upsetting people. And what he was saying was that you could have used something more orchestral, you know, cinematic and epic. And my counterpoint to the Pacific Rim and the rap music and Black Panther is that what if they used like a Keith Urban song in the next Avengers movie? Or what if they put Taylor Swift up on the Thor movie? Like, to me, that's some like extreme white people music. Both artists I don't even like. I hate country music. Or what if they put a folk song? So that kind of, it's not about, you know, the color of your skin. It's not about any of that. I just don't think it's fitting. I mean, you're picking a very specific genre of music and applying it to something that I kind of want to feel epic.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. It's like, kind of like they push it in for no reason. You know, they push it in and it doesn't work, but they're trying to make it work, but they just don't need to make it work, you know.
And the not working part, I guess that would be opinion. There were some strong comments I got. I will say all the strong comments I got, specifically on my Pacific Rim trailer, was that the rap music was dope. It was lit. It was a lot of people that liked very much rap music. When you clicked on their channel, all they were liking, all they were sharing pretty much was just rap music. So I didn't get, the nerds love it. The original Pacific Rim song was done by the same guy that does Game of Thrones, the Iron Man theme song, really good stuff. So I found that kind of interesting that it just took so much hate. It was really split between fans and lovers of rap music. And then we've got the JCV, Jean-Claude Van Johnson trailer just came out. And I'm actually kind of pumped about this because I still like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Grew up with him, kid of the 90s. So I saw all his movies. And I actually think he's aging just really well. Holy shit, did you see the shape he's in? He's 57.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good for 57.
Like, he could beat both of us up with one hand tied behind his back right now. It's insane. And I like how they're taking the movie and they're putting him in... He's basically, Johnson, he's basically making fun of himself. He knows he was a total asshole. He knows that he was a cokehead, just horrible person. He was a bad person. And he knows that. And he's trying to say he's sorry. He's trying to make up for it. He's not getting the roles. And this movie is kind of like him throwing himself under the bus.
Which is pretty respectable.
And he did do that before with JCVD. Wasn't my favorite movie ever, but this one looks pretty cool, especially the scene where there's like a whole group of dudes saying they're going to attack him. No, just do it one at a time. Like, that drove me nuts in our favorite 90s movies and 80s movies. It's like a ring of 20 guys around them. Just one of them. Jeez, why don't you all go at once? So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm looking forward to seeing him come back. Again, though, it's inspiring the shit out of me. I work out from time to time. I'm not some like crazy workout guy, but to see somebody being in that good of shape, that old, like, wow. Up next, we got a little bit of news from a Thor female-led movie. Now, it's not happening yet. We have no confirmation. We have some higher ups at the Marvel that are involved with the Marvel movie saying that it might be a thing, and they've been wanting to do a female-led Marvel movie for a while. To me, I think part of the problem with that is not that it's not possible, that the female characters that have been presented in Marvel, I don't think they're leading women. Scarlett Johansson, yeah, does she have her own movie from time to time? Sure. Can she solo a movie? I don't think so, especially when 90% of her scenes aren't her. Anytime you see her fighting, that's Heidi Moneymaker. If you got a second, look that up while I'm talking here. Heidi Moneymaker is in great shape. Anytime you see Scarlett Johansson fighting, it's just all hair. It's hair in her face. It's backflips and stuff, so you can hide that it's not her. She doesn't do anything, and I'm amazed she hasn't. They don't put her in martial arts class. They give her no training whatsoever. They're totally okay with saying, Heidi, just come in and do all of her scenes. I'm pretty convinced that Heidi Moneymaker actually has spent more time on screen as Black Widow than Black Widow has.
Yeah, I think they definitely shouldn't make the film with a female lead just for the sake of having a film with a female lead, Don't force it.
Right. It's got to be a good role. It can't just be like any...
Yeah.
And Thor, I think, recently, in the comics, you probably might not be aware, you're not a big comic dude, but there was a female Thor. Thor ended up going off somewhere else. The hammer went to another person. And I think if there's any comic book hero right now that would really work, would probably be that one. One, it's immediately identifiable as Thor. And two, you've got a character that's massively powerful. So I think that would just be better than Black Widow. Black Widow is just, you're pushing it now. Yeah, she can be in the movie, but not as a solo. We also got a new Wonder trailer. If you guys haven't seen it and you want to have a little tear in your eye today, check out the Wonder trailer. Again, in the show notes below, about a little boy that's got a face that was not born like the rest of us. And, the problem and the shit, of course, he's going to be taking at school. It's very similar to an old movie that's really, really good called Mask, or The Mask. It was about the same thing, a kid that was born with a face that was unfortunately not like the rest of us, and the problems that he went through with that. And it's just a really, really good movie. It's a little dated, though. I think we're talking like in the 70s, early 80s. Oh, dude, kids are vicious, dude. Bullying is like one of the worst things ever. We also have a new Punisher trailer, and there's been some controversy in the news about the Punisher trailer. It was actually supposed to be released right around when the incredibly sad shootings happened in Vegas, and the timing just wasn't right. That was a good choice, I think, on their side not to release that. You have a vigilante that's shooting holes through walls. There's scenes in the trailer where people are getting shot up from him being outside. They don't even see him. So I think the timing on that was poor on their end. Not on Marvel's end, but just unfortunate poor timing. So they held that back. They released it just now. And I don't think there actually is a really great time. That Vegas thing is going to be in our thoughts for a while. So no matter what, it's going to take some of that, that backlash, I guess you could say. Netflix is spending $8 billion. $8 billion on 80 original films, many of which they actually have some multi-picture deals in. That way, these studios can't immediately pull out if like the first one's not doing well or whatever. But that's an insane amount of money. $8 billion. 80 original movies. And it really...
They're doing a lot of original films, aren't they?
Oh, dude, they picked up one, I can't remember what it was called last year. Something about ghosts and people with these high-tech guns that were shooting them. The movie, actually, they were going to have a theatrical release, and Netflix picked it up, and it feels like they're turning into what HBO was in the 90s. Now, I know you're a kid of the 2000s generations, but in the 90s, we actually had really cool movies on HBO and Cinemax where it would be like science fiction suits and aliens and, great action shows. And they just kind of stopped that original filmmaking. Star Trek Discovery. People are raging left and right about Star Trek Discovery. That was the first podcast that I did. You actually didn't like the show just because you weren't down on the action, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I saw 2 episodes of the original series maybe, and I wasn't into it then. But watching this from pretty much no previous experience, it was just kind of slow and weird, and it felt like I was missing out on why everything was going on, and it was leading up to this battle, but I was like, why can't they just run? I don't know who these people are, and it just didn't quite make sense to me.
That was kind of part of the primary complaint. Not that it didn't make sense, but that most people are upset about that they said it's not a reboot, but it basically is. They changed those Klingons. People are just viciously upset about that. They're viciously upset about the timeline. I'm having a good time with it, but I absolutely love space. So no matter what you put it in space, I'm going to watch it. It's entertaining. So I'm already lined up, but I am just been amazed at the amount of hate that has came out over that. I'm going to do a follow-up show. Eventually, starting next Friday, we're going to have a third person on the show, Travis Turner. And we did a Star Trek podcast last week, and you can check that out also in the show notes, where me and him just kind of gushed over it. And again, people were hating on it. Some of the comments were like, oh, you like shit TV. I was really amazed that people were taking to Twitter. And when they made a shitty comment, I'd click on their account. Some of these guys, for the last couple weeks, every day, they were actually adding content to Twitter that was to down promote the show. Hashtag Discovery sucks. And I just couldn't believe it. I mean, it's just hate. Have you got a chance to check out the Orville yet?
No. I've heard that it's good. But about Discovery real quick, it feels like everyone's just kind of jumping on the bandwagon. And we're like, it's fun to hate this, so let's all hate it together, without any proper reason to really hate it.
Yeah, I mean, they would say their proper reason is they're upset about the reboot. It's just, they just can't get over it. I had a couple conversations, and it just, dude, I know, you're upset. And what was even more disheartening was these are loyal fans, but they won't support it. They won't continue to watch it. And I said, hey, if you don't support the show, you're not going to give them any chance to fix it. And guess what? It ain't going to be on for a long time. This will be the last Star Trek show you see for a while. So, if you're one of those guys out there listening to it, Discovery sucks. Do you like Star Trek? Would you like to see them potentially fix it? If you do, you might want to support it just a little bit more. You don't I'm not asking you to go out and pay for CBS All Access because they're charging you for the show. All of you actually get it on Netflix for free. But what I am asking is, hey, you might not want to be putting pure hate out there so much. Say something good about it every now and then, or else it's going to be gone. And I think they can still fix it. I'm still thinking that they might change the timeline. But yeah, check out Orville. If you didn't like that one, Orville's pretty fun. We also have some New Mutants, which is going to be a spin-off of the X-Men movie. It's set in the X-Men universe, following a young group of mutants, but this dives into like the horror realm. We're talking like Nightmare on Elm Street, you know, stuff coming out of the walls and just total freaky stuff. I think it looks kind of cool. I'm not a big horror fan myself. I don't know. What did you think, Ollie?
Well, just horror in general is kind of like just a bad genre, you know. It used to be good, but horror just on a whole for me is just kind of bland and not great.
The other news that I had that was kind of relating to horror was that there was some new Saw clips. Now, you probably saw one of the Saw movies, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I've seen the first one. After that, I was like, no, you know, I don't have to watch this again. I don't like torture porn. I don't like seeing people tortured. I don't like psychos, you know. I like a good
Right.
monster movie. I like a big vicious creature, a werewolf. But when it turns into a dude collecting like toenails, you know, it puts the lotion on. Like I kind of check out at that point. And
Well, I mean, Saw's just kind of like not a like I dare you to watch it film, but it's kind of just like a I'll watch it because it's like ooh, you know,
shock
it's
factor,
like
total
wow, look
shock
at that.
factor.
Yeah,
That's all
there
they're
it is.
doing. And that's
It's not a
what's
good film.
no, it's not. The first one, I would argue that it is actually good because the first one, what was different was that they actually made it into like a clue who done it, who was the you know one of those guys that was in the group was actually the bad guy, and you were kind of trying to figure out the blood and stuff was all extra dressing, but then when they took it after the sequels, there was no who done it, there was no clue. It was just hey, you guys are gonna get fucked up in really just terrible, awful ways, and that's it. And I don't know. I'm just not into those. Hostel, Last House on the Left. Oh my God, I just don't get why. And you know what? I used to work at Best Buy a long time ago, and I've met this guy like 3 or 4 different times. You probably know him right off the top of your head. It's the guy that loves these movies. Like, oh man, did you see the new Joe Fucked Up Jill movie? Like,
Just slightly too into it.
yeah, like that guy, like, I worry a bit about you when you're super into horror porn. Like, and not the good shit, in my opinion, either, where it's like monsters. And not to say that that's the best kind, but when you're into the psycho stuff, like really into it, oh man, I just worry
Yeah.
about those dudes. We got a new Bright trailer coming out next week. Bright, and I'm Bright. Yep, you heard me right. Really looking forward to that one because it reminds me of like fantasy meets. There's actually a role playing game that kind of connects to this. I can't think of the name right now. Yep, that very one right there, Bright. And I don't know, it looks really awesome. It's got Joel Edgerton in it, which you'd have to see the orc without the mask and be like, oh, that's that dude. It's got elves. It's got like magic in it, but it's set in today's time. Will Smith, another Netflix exclusive. So these guys are just like knocking it out of the park. Really excited to see what comes out of that. Now this was kind of interesting. Slash Film put up a top most binge watched shows on Netflix, and the list might actually kind of surprise you. I was actually expecting some of these to be ranked totally different. The top 20 most binge raced shows on Netflix. One, The Gilmore Girls, which I have to almost agree with. I don't know if you have you seen it?
No.
You're listening to me go, did you just say Gilmore Girls and you have to see it in the same sentence? I did. It's like, take two women and everybody on the show like has the worst life possible. It's like you think your life sucks or you think this sucks. Oh, watch this show. You'll feel a little bit better. And it's one of those shows that's just constantly shitting on the main characters. I had a little bit of a problem near the end. I kind of wanted to strangle a couple people on that show because I'm so done with you. You've just been the same person this whole time. I highly recommend it. Any dude out there, check out Gilmore Girls. It's way better than you think. I thought it was going to be a show that women would like a lot more than men, but I actually ended up having a ton of fun watching it. Just completely binge watched it. And it's like 11 seasons, not 11 seasons, but there's a lot of seasons. There's over 5. A lot of content. Fuller House was the next one, and I grew up with Full House. I did not like the reboot at all. I definitely gave it up after the first show. That one did change the dynamic, though. That one I think is going to appeal more to women or people that want children because they're very focused on the family, the kids that they've had. The Ranch. The Ranch was one of my favorite, actually, sitcoms of last year. I highly recommend anybody that enjoys laughing. If you even remotely like Ashton Kutcher, you got to check it out. It's got the curly-haired guy from That 70s Show in it as his brother. It's got I got a great cast, great jokes, but it also has some really good heart. The story that the first season tells like kind of hit home to me. The second season also just as good. I hope it continues for 10 more seasons. We got Marvel's The Defenders coming up at number 4, which I actually kind of thought was shit. I'm just having a hard time with the new Marvel shows. I really don't like the Iron Fist. I feel like it was a complete miscast. I like Luke Cage. Definitely down for the actor. Not a fan of the Jessica show. Daredevil lost me after season 1. After that, we got 7 Deadly Sins, an anime show. Then Trailer Park Boys. 7, The Santa Clarita Diet. 8, F is for Family. 9, Orange is the New Black, which should be way higher. If you like those kind of shows where the end of the episode just leaves you completely hanging, wondering what's going to happen next, or just seeing just completely messed up shit, Orange is the New Black. So good. It's about an all-female women's prison, and it gets dark. I mean, dark. Really good. 10, Stranger Things. As much as you hear about it, I would expect that to be on the top 3 list. I'm amazed it came in at 10th place. 11, we got Friends from College. 12th, we have Grace and Frankie. 13, Wet Hot American Summer, which is 14, Atypical. 15, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I actually really like that show. Very funny. 16, House of Cards. Haven't got into it, but I'm looking to. 17, Master of None. Definitely worth a watch right there. 18, we got Luther. 19, we have Glow. And 20, Arrested Development. Another great show. All right, up next, we got some gaming news. And after that, we're going to dive into our Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Ollie, what do we got on the gaming news?
So, loot boxes have been basically causing chaos right now in the gaming side of things. I think it started with the Star Wars Battlefront beta, where like the first thing you're introduced to is how the loot box system works. It's like, oh, by the way, there's loot boxes, and it's like, it's not. I personally hate loot boxes. I never buy them because it's like.
For anybody that doesn't know, what's a loot box?
Loot boxes is like you pay money for like real money for a box, and then from that box you get like a random like 3 weapons, and like if you pay more, then you have like a higher chance of getting like a rare weapon, you know.
Right. Now, to be fair, you can also in all these games that you purchase loot boxes, you can also get them for free, but like it takes forever just to get, one, right? So it's the instant gratification. It's, hey, you want this shit. One thing I did notice, that they didn't put anything like weapons in this. It was only like dance emotes, suits. There was nothing that would actually give you a direct advantage other than cards. It does give you the cards that, the boost stuff, but I think people are just tired of the concept of loot boxes. I would even go as far as to say people are getting kind of tired of DLC. This used to not be a thing in the 90s. In the 90s, if a game came out and it was successful 6 months later to a year, you'd see something called an expansion pack. They still call them that. But that was the DLC. Now they're basically creating the DLC alongside the game, which to me, that's not the same thing. You're basically just breaking off a quarter of the game or more and then selling it to me over the course of a year. And I also don't like it on top of the fact that a lot of people, they consume the game all at once, right? We just get really into playing this one shiny game. And I've played it so much that by the time the new DLC comes out, I don't really want anything to do with it. I've missed out on tons of Battlefront DLC from the first game. I didn't play anything past the first one. Titanfall, I didn't play any of the DLC past the first one. Multiple Battlefield games. I put in 250 hours in like 3 months, and I'm done. I'm done on Battlefield. So I just think that this needs to go away. Doom, the new Doom game, actually did a great job of it. They had free DLC, all kinds of extras, great content, lots of content. It was supported. No loot box bullshit. We need to go back to old school, don't you think?
Yeah, I just hate the idea of making a game and then splitting it up and selling it over the course of a year to make tons more money. It's like, why? Just sell the game as a whole. Give me the whole package in one go. It's like, I never buy DLC because I don't want to support that.
The argument I've heard is that often they'll say, oh, well, we have a separate team working on the DLC. But bullshit, dude. To me, it's all money. To me, it's all the same thing. You're working on the DLC at the same time. That could have been part of the bigger game. When we had games came out in the 90s, like Unreal Tournament, for example, that was real big. It'd come out with like 64 fucking maps. Are you kidding? Like, you launched with this much? And it just slowly got pulled away until some asshole over at Bethesda Games said, you know what? I've been working on this horse armor this weekend. You know what, guys? How about we sell this for $2.50? And then somebody says, well, wait a second. Do you have any idea, like, what a screwball idea this is? He said, yeah, but it only took me like 4 or 5 hours to make it. And we sold that game for, $60. It cost us $25 million to make it, maybe $100 million in the case of, like, some of these games. Not $100 million, but I was thinking World of Warcraft, I think, cost $125. That's a terrible example, though. But I just think it needs to go away. The joke is over. One thing I've seen, and I'm glad you're more open to this, is the younger generation that's coming into games. Like, if you were born in the 2000s, they're totally accepting of DLC. They don't realize that they're getting fucked. They don't realize that it used to not be this way. And we used to get bigger games. And if it sold good, then we got even more. But, I don't know. I'm done. What else we got other than loot boxes?
Well, actually, still on the loot box thing, there was a petition here in the UK. It's got over 14,500 signatures to apply gambling rules and restrictions to loot boxes in video games, because really it is targeted at children, because children play a lot of games, and vulnerable adults. And Parliament responded with, quote, loot boxes are not gambling until you can sell the resulting items earned from them for real money. So they're not adding any restrictions onto it.
I kind of understand both sides of that story. But I could see where they could be addictive. If you got the money to burn, oh man, yeah, I'll get a pack. Open. Blizzard's been doing it forever on their Overwatch. Yeah. Are they getting any shit? No. Let's just shit on EA because it's EA. I hate them as much as the rest of you guys, but come on, like,
Yeah.
These are the first motherfuckers to do it.
So speaking of hating EA, they shut down Visceral Games.
Nice segue. Good segue.
Yeah, thanks man. Shut down Visceral Games, makers of Dead Space, because I don't know, they're douchebags.
Isn't that like the 10th publisher that they've shut down that they bought?
Yeah, it must something like that, and I don't get why. It's like, oh, we'll buy you, and now we're gonna stop you from doing your thing, and we're just gonna completely shut you down and make you work on our Skyrim DLC. Haha.
It sounds like in the end there's just going to be like some core companies left over. EA is going to be making everything. There's going to be Blizzard on the side, and then Valve selling everybody's games because they don't want to make games anymore. Why should they when they're selling everybody else's? People be hating EA. It's turned into a giant power monger that we're never going to be able to do anything about. We can hate on them all we want, but they're so big at this point that it's almost worthless to even try.
Yeah.
To be said though, voices can be heard. When Bethesda tried to pull that shit about making us pay for DLC, what was it, like 3-6 months ago? I kind of think they might have heard that. There was a strong fan outcry saying, "This is fucking bullshit. We should technically have a new Skyrim game right now, and you're trying to sell us more Skyrim? Like,
yeah,
fuck off."
When did Skyrim come out?
Oh God, a long time ago. 8 years.
2011.
7 years.
Too long ago.
Too long. Long enough they could have had a brand new one out, but they've been milking that.
Yeah, they've been milking it. Greed, man, greed. So there's this new. This is still sort of in the loot boxes, microtransactions area. There's this new program that's been found. That's basically, I'll try to explain it. It's kind of hard to explain it. If you haven't if you haven't used microtransactions, if you haven't bought a loot box, and you have the default guns in an online match, if you get plopped in a match with people that have bought loot boxes and have done the microtransactions, and so they have like better guns, so that you feel the need to buy a loot box or do some microtransactions, and when you do, you then get put into a match with people who haven't bought loot boxes, so you don't have any buyer's remorse, and so you feel like your purchase was valid, and you'll probably buy some more.
Those crafty bastards. I read about that. That was a patent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So basically, if it breaks down to the game sees what you have in your inventory, and it sees what you're using, and that you're constantly playing with the sniper gun all the time. Let's say you just want to be the sniper, and it sees that, oh, look at this guy, he's always being the sniper, he's doing all these things, he's camping, he's using those guns. And so then it matches you with people that have better equipment than you, that you would be inspired to purchase. That's fucking genius.
It's just.
I hope that guy's in an office getting blown all day. Like, that there's some other patents that they had been trying to do. I know Sony's been trying to do some crazy shit that's kind of like that. They have patents out right now. Right now, if they said launch this tomorrow, they could do it. They had something set up with their Sony eye camera that would detect how many eyes are watching a movie. So when you purchase one of their online movies for rent, the new Avengers movie that just came out, and it says, well, this is only suitable for 5 people at a time, and it sees that there's 6, 7 people in the time, it will not play the movie until 2 people leave the room.
What?
Yeah. They have this ready to go right now. I couldn't believe it. Dude, it gets even better than this. Again, I hope there's a room where some of these guys go and they just get blown all day for these ideas. Like, that's all they do. They just show up to work and be like, I don't have to work anymore. I just get blown. So what they do on this next one is, let's say you're watching something on TV and a ad comes up. The ad will not stop playing until you stand up, clap your hands, and say McDonald's. It literally is. What? Yeah, you have to shut off the ad through engaging and saying the product's name. So you could use that in any ways that you could think. But imagine that. Imagine if that was something that existed and you're sitting there, you're watching it, and an NFL commercial comes up and you got to stand up and say, "Go Packers!" Or else it's going to keep playing the ad. Yeah, I know, dude. There's some nefarious stuff. I couldn't believe it. And this is stuff that's ready. This isn't theory. You can look it up. Anybody that wants to check it out, I don't have any direct information right now, but you can just put in crazy gaming patents and you'll see a number of things come up. But I just couldn't believe it, dude.
Moving on to Shadow of War, the Lord of the Rings game. I think it's Lord of the Rings, yeah. It's hidden. Well, it's technically not hidden. It's true ending behind a paywall. But it's either you do some microtransactions to buy rare orcs to get to the true ending, or you do hours and hours, and I mean like a lot of hours of grinding to get these rare orcs so that you can get to the true ending. So pretty much they've hidden its real ending behind a massive paywall, which is just kind of...
So you get a temporary ending if you finish it on your own, but if you want to see the actual ending of the game, you have to purchase DLC, basically. Call it a loot box, whatever you want. That's a DLC, right?
You need rare orcs, or as I understand it, you need rare orcs to beat battles to get to the end of the game, which you can only do through hours and hours of side quest grinding, or just buy them. And it's obvious by the amount of hours that you have to grind that they are expecting players to just buy them. Which is just so... What's the word? I don't know. It's just gross. That's the word. Why would you do that?
It's back to our DLC. And it just makes your company look like shit. Nobody likes this. No, this is making nobody happy. I just don't get why they're even bothering to do stuff like that. So,
moving away from all the terrible parts of gaming, Cuphead has been taking the world by storm. Well, it hasn't really. It's sold 2 million copies in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Which is pretty damn good for an indie game.
It doesn't look like an indie, though. It looks like the animation style on that is amazing. Not my cup of tea. Yeah. But see what I did there?
Yes.
Did you guys get that one? The animation, though, is spectacular. That is not. Yeah. That is so far beyond like a pixel game or Stardew Valley or something like that. It's cool as some of those games look. I'm also hearing it's incredibly frustrating. Isn't it like boss fights?
It was originally just going to be boss fights, but then they added in some like run and gun missions, which is just like a normal level. And yeah, it's really, really damn hard, but it's not like ragey hard. And there's a massive payoff, or at least it feels like there's a massive payoff when you finally do like beat a boss. you know.
So it's kind of like those guys that like playing Dark Souls, and they really
Yeah.
into just pounding their nuts when they're playing. For some reason, they just like this fucking torture, and they just sit there pounding their nuts the whole time they're playing. It appeals to that guy, right?
I mean, if that's the way you want to put it,
The
then yeah.
massive difficulty, crazy level of just insane torture.
But it's not unbeatable difficulty, you know?
Okay.
There's always, every time you die, you're thinking, I could have blah, 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 and I would have done it. And then next time you do that, and then 5 seconds later you die. And then you're like, until you make 5 seconds every time until you finally beat it. You know what I mean?
Right. But you're liking it, so you're saying play it. Thumbs up.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to be into that kind of game to enjoy it, though.
Platformers.
You can't, yeah, and the difficulty, you know. You can't really buy it.
If you're thinking it's
without being
Rayman, it's
prepared.
not.
Yeah, you have to be prepared for the difficulty.
So my
Otherwise you're gonna-
my nut pounding Dark Souls references is kind of accurate.
yeah, yeah, pretty much.
I think that wraps us up for about gaming and movie news, doesn't it? We're gonna be moving on to the Schwarzenegger stuff now, aren't we?
Yeah,
All right. Again, guys, this is very experimental. We're still figuring out the exact flow for this. I'm having a great time, Ollie. This is fun. I can't wait
Same.
to get another person going. And I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you guys are enjoying this, please leave us a comment. Let us know what you liked. Let us know what you didn't like. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs down. And if you really like it and you want to see more content, please do become a patron. The Patreon, I really want this to be a full-time gig. I want to be able to hire people and create a studio. I would like to kind of emulate what Kind of Funny Games is doing. There's tons of things I want to do, and it just involves more content and making more and more and more. And not just me. Like I said, I want to bring in other people so I could have 2 shows a day, a morning show, an evening show, multiple different things. So if you're enjoying this, please become a patron. If not, hey man, we enjoy your thumbs up and your comment. Thank you.
thanks, dude.
Thank you. No, seriously, thank you for fucking wasting your own time listening to 2 assholes talk about mostly pointless shit. You are a true gem. All right, moving forward, me and Ollie both have a definite love of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Growing up, it was like I wanted him to be my dad. I had a terrible dad growing up. Not the dad I have now, but it was like he was my figure of just being a role model. He's an actor. He's powerful. He's been in the army. He was fucking Mr. Olympia. He's been world class, and even after that went on to be a governor. I mean, if you don't like Arnold, I understand, but this guy, in my opinion, has done more than most people. I actually can't think of anybody that's done more than him. To be a movie star and a world class athlete at the same time, the governor, I could say, that movie star definitely helped you transition into there. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the top movies. We're actually going to rank them right now we're going to try to work our way up to number 10 and go after that maybe. I've got 18 movies. Ollie only wrote down 12. So we're going to kind of battle it out here on what the best Schwarzenegger movies are going to be. So, Ollie, you share the same love for the giant muscle-bound Austrian.
Yeah, pretty much, because there's like a time where your brain sort of switches on, where you start being like a kid and then you start like remembering stuff. And like the earliest memories I've got is sitting in my dad's living room when we went to visit him one time and just watching back to back all of the Arnold Schwarzenegger films and being like, this is it. This is amazing. And that's probably like one of the earliest memories I have is
Right
of
on.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I wasn't into what everyone else was watching. My dad just put on old 80s movies and we watched them and it was great.
I couldn't think of what better movies to watch. I'm really been missing him in film. It sucked when he went into being a governor. It actually hurt me. Like, I looked forward to his movies every year, like the new Schwarzenegger movie. That was the thing. Those were the movies that I used to get to go to see as a kid. And when I stopped getting those movies, it was just terrible. And I'd see him, I'm like, you're still in good shape. Why are you doing this? And his new stuff is good. I actually really liked a couple of those. I liked The Last Stand and Sabotage, very much. But the other stuff has just been like, really, dude, this is the best you can get. They did officially announce he is partnered up with James Cameron and Linda Hamilton, reprising their roles in a new Terminator movie. Which, as much as people want to say, no, James Cameron's back. The guy that created this franchise is back. Hamilton is back. The people that made this fucking awesome. So I'm definitely on board. They're going to be ignoring... We don't know if they're ignoring Terminator 3. They need to. That scene where he puts on the little girl glasses, that was a travesty. That's one of the worst fucking scenes in film history. Should have never happened. Bad. Bad. The next movie I kind of liked. The one with Sam Worthington, Christian Bale. It was okay. Wasn't freaking out. What about you?
I think I know the one you're talking about. I
Guy from
think
Avatar
I
was in
enjoyed
it. It was just it was almost even forgettable too. The effects were good. It was directed by a guy that does mostly music videos, MCG. Calls himself MCG. People hate that, but. And then Genesis, I had to watch it twice because the first time I was like, I can't get over what I'm seeing, and the second time I'm like, I got to try to like it. It's Terminator. It's like one of your favorite things. It's got Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. What the fuck is wrong with you? The girl from Game of Thrones is in it. What's wrong with you? But it also had one of my least favorite actors of all time in it, playing Kyle Reese, Jai Courtney. I cannot stand that guy. I wish Hollywood would stop trying to make him happen. That was the worst casting for Kyle Reese ever. It just completely destroyed the guy that they got in the second one. I don't know. They could have done so much better. So I've got high hopes for that. So getting that out of the way, I'm going to put my number one down here, and let's talk about our number one. Our number one, and we both got a clear idea of what this is, don't we?
I think so.
I have to put Predator.
Yeah, same.
One of my favorite films of all time. We were just talking the other day. I think it's your favorite film of all time, number one.
Yeah, it is my number one film of all time.
I can't figure out where it's at on my list. My top three. We both love the outdoors. We started doing some outdoor videos, so I've got an appreciation for them running around through the woods. I have an appreciation for the aliens and stuff, but also they just nailed everything. Everything was perfect. The Predator, that still holds up to this day, and I think that's why that's that good. That could come out tomorrow, and nobody would balk at the effects. That cloaking effect that they did, it doesn't matter if that was 20 years ago. That you could put that in a movie tomorrow, perfect. You've got Schwarzenegger in his fucking prime, fresh out of the gym, still got a little bit of steroids left in him. I mean, the guy's just fucking pumped. You got some of the best scenes in movie history. That scene, and say, we're not best scenes, no, that scene when they all shooting up the forest, that's some of the most iconic shit I've ever seen. That was insane.
It's just balls to the wall, needless explosions and noise, and it's great.
It's fantastic. I've never seen a minigun put to better use. It was fantastic. Music, the score, it is in fact my favorite musical score of all time. Pounding orchestral music. This is the kind of stuff we were talking about with like Black Panther. Can you imagine? That would have been a badass soundtrack. Take the Predator music, put it in, something like that. Now I can feel it. The scene where he sees his buddy get shot, and then the music starts pumping, and he's running to jump off of the cliff, into the, over the waterfall.
Oh, yeah.
It's giving me goosebumps thinking about it right now. Dum, 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 dum.
So good.
It's so good. And you can feel the tenseness, the big jump, the real stunt man that just sacrificed his fucking life to jump 300 feet over a cliff. Any idea how fucking dangerous that was? So good. The fight at the end, the Predator costume, fantastic.
Here's the thing about Predator where I think it's so good is there's not a single moment in it where it's low and there's it's bad and you're bored. Every single scene is wow, what's this? And then it's there's an action scene, and then as soon as the action starts running out, it starts introducing the Predator, and then as soon as you start, and it's a mystery of how do we fight it, and then we figure out how we fight it, and then we do fight it, and it's awesome, and then it ends. And it's just so good all the way through.
Also, one of the most iconic handshakes of all time, if not the
Yeah.
most important handshake ever. Me and my old boss, I hope he listens to this, we used to fucking do that, and it was awesome. We would just fuck, yeah, and just hold it for like a few seconds, and oh, dude, just love that movie. And I want to see more. The sequels that came after it were okay. You know, I still remember being super let down when we found out that Danny Glover was Arnold Schwarzenegger. No problem with Danny Glover. I love Danny Glover, and I actually was one of the few people that liked the Predator 2. But damn, I was like, where's Dutch? Are you kidding me? Like, this is such a crime. If there's one role I wish he would reprise, it's not Terminator. I want to see what happened to Dutch. I want to see a Predator that heard about the fucking battle with Dutch, that fucking flies from the Predator place and is like, I gotta find this motherfucker, this Dutch guy. Like that, I'm sold. I don't care how fucking old he is.
Yeah.
Do it. So we're definitely agreeing in Predator, and so we don't spend too much time on Predator. One last thing: anybody that's a fan of that movie, most people don't know, and I sent you the video. Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally the Predator. I know everyone's just going, "What?" I did show you that, right?
I think so.
And anybody that wants to see that, I'm going to link that below in the comments. Putting a note there to link that. Van Damme was actually highly confused. There's a really great video that talks about him. He thought he was going to be the action star. He thought he was going to be basically Arnold, and they had to kind of set him down and say, "No, man, you're the dude in the suit. You're the Predator. You're not." And so he was highly upset about that, and apparently he ended up walking off of the movie at some point. And they even had a different Predator suit when he walked off. A lot of that Predator stuff was actually refilmed later because the suit just wasn't holding up. And they knew they had to get some good shit, but they're like, this alien sucks. So originally that was, Van Damme. And you can even see a picture of him sitting next to some of the actors and just looking, just completely seething. Just, you can see it in his fucking eyes. I just hate this. I hate this. All right, so what do we got for number 2? What's your number 2?
Right. This is where it gets tricky.
I'm gonna go out and say mine is Terminator 2.
Mine is probably The Running Man.
Oh, I forgot to write that one down. Running Man. How could I forget Running Man? So we got T2 and The Running Man in our first and second place. Let's go and talk about yours for a moment. Running Man, I saw when I was very young. I loved it very much. Of course, it was another Schwarzenegger movie, so I was all about it. Why I liked that, though, it was Hunger Games before Hunger Games came out. It was, like, just brutal as fuck when he takes the chainsaw and he gets that guy in the nuts. Yeah. Just some really good scenes. The concept of it felt like something that might even happen too. I know that that's actually a book. I can't remember who wrote the book. I think it was Stephen King, but I'm not 100%. So somebody wrote a book on that, and we got that movie. Really good. It's really definitely good. Not in my top. I don't know if I put on my top 5 even though. So I'm kind of amazed that you put Running Man up there. You think Running Man is better than Terminator 2?
Yeah. I think it's Terminator in general isn't that high.
Really? Yeah, Terminator actually 1 it was actually way down on my list. Terminator 2 is what did it for me. Terminator 2 for me was like, I remember seeing the trailer when I was a kid just going, oh, this is just fucking crazy. I have to see this. And my parents made me wait till it came out on VHS. And it was just awful. I still remember it. I still remember waiting for it. The action scenes were just intense. The semi jumping over as they're on the dirt bike chase. It just so good. The thumbs up going down at the end. I could go gush over this movie, but you're not the biggest fan, so it's gonna be kind of hard to gush on T2. So number 3, I have True Lies. You're like, I put Raw Deal.
We got I can't even remember. Red Heat's on there, number 3? No. True Lies.
It was so good. He's in his prime. He's paired back up with James Cameron. He's got actually like a good co-star in it that made me laugh. The
Yeah.
action was over the top, intense. It was a great spy movie. It had some just amazing action scenes. Fires a dude off of a fucking missile through a building into
Yeah.
another helicopter. Um, I don't know. I love True Lies. I loved Bill Paxton in it. I loved how long it was. It just felt fleshed out. They're actually turning that into a series. If they didn't already, and I can't remember how it went. Yeah, I think it might have already came out and it just didn't do real good. I mean, you kind of can't recast that guy. It's
Nah.
yeah, you can call it True Lies, but it's not. It had the fucking, dudes on skis shooting at shit, which never seems to work out ever in movies for the bad guys that are deciding to put their infantry on skis. What do you have for number 3?
Free will be. God, see, my list keeps changing. I'm thinking.
Still a little hurt you put Running Man as number 2, dude. You're gonna take some shit on that one. I promise. Comments. There's an angry internet nerd right now that heard that thought. And then the video isn't even out and he's got his response ready for that. So what do we got? You gotta pick a 3.
Okay, so it's out of Total Recall and Commando. It's Total Recall, number 3.
Total Recall. I got to agree. That was it's not my number 3, but Total Recall was awesome. The effects were great. That's Paul Verhoeven, and we're gonna do, for anybody watching this, we're gonna start doing some movie watch-alongs, and in time we're gonna have some more people on those where we're just gonna sit down, we're gonna watch a movie, enjoy it together, and you're gonna listen to what we're saying over the movie, just like Mystery Science Theater. And the guy that did Total Recall is the same dude that did RoboCop. He's also the same dude that does Starship Troopers, and that's why those movies were fucking dark and dirty and bloody. So, I gotta agree. That was a really good one. The face, that was like, whoa. When he like takes off that mask. And
Oh, when he's like choking on Mars.
yeah. Oh no, when he's like the fat lady. He's like the fat lady and he just like starts screwing up and
2 weeks.
Yeah. 2 weeks. No, that's a good choice. Nobody's going to be arguing with you on Total Recall at all. Now, the fucking remake though, that can fuck right off.
Yeah, I didn't finish it. I started watching it and was like, it's not the same.
Total Recall actually came in at my 4th. I can't gush about it like I can some of these movies. I very much enjoyed it though, but it definitely came in 4th place for me. Where was your 4th?
I think Commando. I think.
So Commando, probably the most guys I've ever seen get destroyed on screen at once. Wasn't that basically like, it's the games we play put into a movie?
Yeah, pretty much.
He's just wasting dudes. He's hip firing. He's got rocket launchers, grenades. Goes down the entire arsenal, throwing knives at dudes. It's classic Arnold too. You got guys just fucking running out onto the field, just getting blown away. Not even trying to take cover at all. It's just so good. You got a young, is it Melissa Torme? I think it was in that. Who's the Boss Girl? And just so good. Some good explosions in that too. Some really nice explosions.
Yeah.
Coming up at number 5. 5 was actually Commando for me. We're very close.
Yeah.
What was your number 5?
Okay, this is out of True Lies and Eraser. And Terminator.
Eraser? Really? That made your top 10?
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you? It was a good movie, but it was top 10? That gun was sick. I hold that responsible. Like, I can't remember what did it first. The Doom game, because one of the new Doom games came out. I think it was Quake, and they had a railgun on it. It was the same effect, and I can't remember who did it first though. But I was like, oh, that's awesome. I love the gun. It has some terrible effects in it though, like the scene where fucking the alligator came out. I still remember watching that, going, "Oh, this is bad." Someone, but it was early CG. I think that might have even been before Jurassic Park. No, I don't think it was before. It was right around it, but I could say there's worse choices. I'm happy it's not like in your number 2 spot.
Right. Well, I think I was just like that was probably one of the first Arnold Schwarzenegger films I watched, and I haven't watched it recently.
So Eraser
Oh,
is
yeah,
your number
it's been
5.
years. Probably.
You whack nut. Coming up at number
Actually, wait,
6.
no. Yeah, let's just go Racer.
You're like, fuck it. Number 6 for me was Twins. I thought that was awesome. I love Twins. I thought it was
God.
funny. It was like just a good time. You didn't like it?
I think it was okay. It was funny. It's just kind of forgettable for me.
It was definitely a
Nothing that
detour
stood
from
out
his
about
normal.
it.
It was a detour. It was not his normal shit. If I watched it again, maybe I wouldn't like it as much. It's very 80s like, and they were gonna do actually a sequel to it. I'm pretty much sure they shit canned it. It was pretty firm for a while. It was called Triplets, and it was gonna come out recently too. And the triplet was Eddie Murphy. Yeah, just, I don't know, big disaster. Danny DeVito's just, you're not going to be able to put him in this. It's just going to be a bunch of old guys running around in golf carts. Amazing how many actors are staying in it in their 60s. Blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's not something we saw too much of in the 80s and 90s. I can't think of any actors. I'm sure there are some. Maybe Tommy Lee Jones might be a good example. And he's not really even an action star. You're really pushing it calling him an action star.
Mm.
But that seems to be the new thing. These guys just can't let go. We can't find anybody new. Speaking of that, on kind of a side rant, like, I was always waiting for the new Schwarzenegger. Like, the actual person. Like, who's going to replace him? Who's going to be the big giant dude that just sells tickets? And I thought it was going to be The Rock, kind of, but he didn't pull it off. We've already seen what he has to offer, and he's a million miles short of a Schwarzenegger film. That being said, I love The Rock. He's one of my favorite people on TV. I love watching him. He's one of the nicest people. He's a legit cool dude. Yeah, he's never done anything shitty to anybody. But I'm just kind of disappointed we don't have that guy yet. He does not seem to be around. So I had Twins. What did you have on number 6?
It's probably True Lies.
Well, at least it made the top 10.
Yeah, at least. It's a good film. It's just there's some parts of it that I feel didn't need to be in the film.
It was long. I will say that. If you're the type of person that doesn't like long movies, or it was like 2.5 hours long. That's a fucking lot for an action movie.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Especially when back then a lot of the movies that were coming out were 90 minutes, hour and a half. I still remember when movies climbed into the 2.5 hours, like, oh my god, it's how long? Number 7, I had Last Action Hero.
Ugh.
You forgot.
Can I make it? No, can I make a confession?
Yeah, you'd never seen it?
I've never seen Last Action Hero.
What the fuck? How can you call yourself a Schwarzenegger fan?
It kept coming up, and I kept being like, all right, I'm gonna watch that tonight, and then I just never did.
We'll have to do a watch along with that one then. It was one of my favorites because there's a kid in the movie, right? And basically he exists in a world where Arnold Schwarzenegger is a film star, just like here, but he makes different movies. He's not responsible for like the same movies. They kind of made up fake shit. But it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and this kid just loves Schwarzenegger. He fucking loves him, and through this magic ticket, he's able to go into the movie, and the kid kind of takes part in this. Now, if you're an adult, I could probably highly see where you hated this movie. I was in the place where I wanted to be the kid. I was like, yes, this is playing all my dreams. I get to go into the movie and, be in the movie with Schwarzenegger and meet his hot daughter and shit. And it was just awesome. And I loved it. So we're going to have to put that one on there. Last Action Hero. That one took some time to grow on me, though. A lot of people I don't think like that. What was your number 7?
Probably Terminator. The Terminator films, just like 1 and 2, just sort of blend into one for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, just Terminator for 7.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Terminator 1, like I said, I think I mentioned it, had a hard time picking up on that one right out the gate. I did enjoy it, but I just didn't, it wasn't like getting watched a lot. Now, for me, after this number 7 spot, it gets kind of, I was just adding stuff to the list that I enjoyed. I don't know where I can rank them though. I really like Jingle All the Way.
Oh my god.
I I loved that it was kind of fun. It was kind of funny. You could say it was probably stupid though, but when he got in the superhero suit, I was like, this needs to happen. Why isn't this guy in any superhero movies? Why did he never get cast as anybody looking like that? I just don't get it. Back in the 90s though, they didn't want to touch that shit. So I think I might be getting kind of hung up on the superhero part of it. Also, I really liked who is he? There's a black dude in it. Sinbad. I really fucking loved Sinbad movies when I was a kid.
Right.
There's a movie where he's like helping some rich kid or something. Great shit. So I think you're hating this though.
No, well, here's the thing. I loved that film the first time I watched it, and then hated it the rest. It's like, I can't enjoy it more than once, you know? It's not a film I watched twice.
One of Jake Lloyd's only movies. The guy that went on to do Star Trek or Star Wars. Bad. I still enjoyed it. I watch it every now and then if it comes on TV. I mean, I don't seek out to watch it, but
Right.
after that, I've got... Now, this is getting really, really hazy. These are all... We could spend, hours ranking these. So I'm just going to have to accept that these are my top, 8, maybe. Jingle All the Way, again, it started that hazy rank. So I'd put down Sabotage. And people are probably like, what? Really? That made your top 10 list? I thought it was fucking awesome. I thought it was, one of the best movies he's had recently. Thought it was full of action. They're just constantly shooting shit. Joe Manganiello, whatever it is, big buff Italian guy, was in the Mike movies, Magic Mike.
Yeah, didn't get a chance to see that one either.
It's a good one to put on the list.
Number 9. Probably Twins.
Twins.
Oh, actually, no, The Last Stand.
Last Stand. That was my number 10.
Yeah.
I thought that was bitchin'. It was really good. The action, I actually liked Johnny Knoxville in it, and I'm not a fan. It was weak in one spot. If you remember there's a scene where they kick open the back of a school bus and they've got an old minigun that's hand cranked, but then they just take out 2 or 3 guys with it. It's
Yeah.
Did everybody forget to show up today, or how is this not a scene that goes on for 3 minutes?
Yeah. Some Rambo Force type.
Yeah, just destroy. But I thought that was one of that and Sabotage were my favorite recent ones. Running Man was after that for me. Gotta love Running Man, but definitely not my top 2. Amazing, like that much. Red Sonja, I really like that one. Have you seen that one?
Haven't.
That was his spin-off basically for Conan movies. He essentially was Conan. He was a little bit nicer of a Conan, but it was essentially the same character following a band of characters. It was good fantasy for the time. One of my favorite fantasy movies. Had some great sword fights. Again, Arnold in his early prime. Hot actresses in it. Did you see Pumping Iron?
No.
Oh man, that's good.
I've had chances to watch it, but
Dude, he was so machismo back then. I mean, I like lifting weights. It's like, when I'm pumping iron, it's like I'm coming in a woman. It's, you just can't make that shit up. It's like you're coming in a woman. Really, that's how lifting weights is for you. That was a terrible Arnold impersonation, but he's smoking a joint at the end of it. Just, dude, and you could see the guy's just living it up his life. He was fucking happy with himself. If you're a fan, it's definitely something to put on the hit list. And it basically kind of focuses on the battle that he was having with, I can't remember his name. It was the guy that played Incredible Hulk in the series in the 80s. And they were kind of going back and forth, with each other. So it's a fun watch. Terminator 1 kind of shows up later down the list for me, as well as Conan. I like Conan, but I don't covet it, unfortunately.
that's a film that I just can't watch.
It's slow to me. It's slow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that there's any parts of it that were just, oh, that part of Conan, Nobody says that shit. Everybody says they like Conan and they'll quote, Conan, what is best in life? to get the laminations of your women and see your enemies driven before you. You see all that shit, but
Yeah.
there's nobody saying, oh, you know that scene in Conan where he, like, oh, I love that. No, it's just Arnold Schwarzenegger making a piece of shit, in my opinion, a little bit better than it normally would have. If you had taken him out of the movie, for anybody listening saying, you're a piece of shit, that movie's awesome, because people love that movie, so I expect to take some hate. But you take Arnold out of it, and you put in the guy that was in, like, Beastmaster or something, essentially now it's just getting put on TBS on the weekend for free. It's, you know...
Yeah.
He was the star power on that. And anybody, you know, disputing this, tell me if you removed Arnold from it, it wouldn't be as good. It wouldn't even be a thing, in my opinion. Collateral Damage, actually. I really enjoyed that one. It was kind of like True Lies. It had, like, the same, like, bad guy, I think, in it. I'm also a fan of two more movies that I'm going to mention here that people didn't like. I liked End of Days.
Oh, I was just about to say End of Days.
I liked it. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was kind of creepy. You know, had some payoff with the effects in the end. I don't know. There was just an air to it that I dug. And Arnold looked badass. He had he had the aging look. You know, it's the gruffy beard and shit. And again, another one of his movies right before he stopped. And The Sixth Day, I enjoyed that one too, where he's the twins with the clone.
Haven't seen that one.
We got some work to do. We're gonna be doing some watch alongs, you guys. So stay tuned. It was a good movie. It was him in the future. There's clones. There's like automated cars. You know, there's weird flying things, and you get two Arnolds. It's at the same time. It's not as good as you would think it would be though. They did pull it off. You know, the looks and stuff, but the movie was B. It was B.
Right.
And then Running Man is kind of on my list twice, actually. That's weird. I have it as... Oh, no, it's not as low as I thought. It was at 11 and 19. So everything else is just okay. Like, we were talking about, like, Maggie. Neither one of us really cared for that too much. I haven't seen his new movie where he's taking revenge as, like, a flight coordinator or something like that. And, man, so... Here's what we didn't mention was his worst movies. We're going to be summing up the show real quick here, you guys. We probably got about another 10 minutes worth of chat. Anybody still hanging out, I thank you guys. Raw Deal. Now, we were talking about this back and forth. You said you actually liked that movie. Now, Raw Deal was not the one with Jim Belushi. It was the one where he's in a leather jacket and he's driving around and he's shooting dudes. And it's totally like B-grade action flick from the 80s. There's nothing special about it. I don't know what you remember that makes it so fucking awesome. Well, it didn't even make your list, though, so far. You haven't mentioned it at all, so maybe it's not as high as we think.
Yeah.
Well, where are we at with you on Raw Deal?
Okay. Maybe I'll admit that it's not, maybe it's not one of the best Arnold Schwarzenegger films. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Followed up by Red Heat. To me, they blend together. Raw Deal and Red Heat.
Both. I actually do really like Red Heat.
I think I need to watch it again, maybe. I haven't seen it for a long time. I just remember he's in Russia. He's pulling off a terrible Russian accent. And I fucking don't like Jim Belushi.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like Jim Belushi. I didn't like him in that. It just was one of those unforgettable ones for me. I remember he gets like stabbed or something, and Sven's in it again.
There's just so many great quotes from it, though.
See, nobody says that. Nobody fucking says that. You're the only person ever to quote fucking Red Heat. And you tossed some out on Facebook the other day, and I'm like, what is this? It's like in Red Heat quotes. I'm like, what the fuck? Who says Red Heat quotes?
Wait.
Give me two.
All right.
Give me two.
All right, fine. Cocainum, and you did not make it, Victor. Okay.
I'll give you maybe one of those.
Wait, no, all right. I'll think of some more. It's like, I can't even. I don't want to try to do the accent because I know I can't. He's like, but the accent's what makes it. He's like, he gets really angry all of a sudden. He's like, I have my orders. It's just, there you go. Red Heat.
Red Heat. Just Apparently highly quotable. Everyone,
You know you love it.
everybody knows they love it.
Hmm.
I apologize for the shitstorm you're going to take in the comments. They're going to go direct to Red Heat before any of this. Talk about Predator for 10 minutes. It don't fucking matter. You liked Red Heat and said it's
So,
quotable? You probably just got us downvotes if they're still watching. They might have just turned it off. I think
maybe.
Junior was probably a giant pile of shit too, where he had the baby. That was
Oh,
that
I
was
don't
it
think
was.
I finished watching that.
We're not gonna do a watch along on that one. I mean, it's that bad. They inseminate him with a baby.
Yeah.
That's the worst fucking idea ever. It blows my mind that there's an office somewhere with very rich people sitting in it, and some guy gets on the whiteboard and he says Arnold Schwarzenegger plus pregnant equals money. Like, no, it doesn't. In fact, you're fired. You're fired. That idea just got you fired. I know it's not your idea, but that's the worst idea I've ever heard. Um, Terminator 3, we already talked about, is a complete travesty to me. The whole movie was kind of a miss. There's parts of it that were good. But, and Expendables. I know there's some people out there going to be like, what? You didn't like Expendables? I liked it as a B-grade action flick, but when my dude came onto the screen, he was like in a golf cart being chauffeured around shooting a gun. And you only got like 1 minute of him. It wasn't till the other movies that he actually showed up. And even then, in the following ones, he basically had super minor roles. So, I don't know. What did you think? I mean, as the movies, they're B grade to me. They're not bad. Just
I Yeah. I feel terrible because I keep saying to all my friends, these films that you're watching, they aren't real films. Let me show you some real films, and then I whack on Commando and Predator. And I'm like, if they just made films like this nowadays, I would watch them all day, every day. But I didn't watch any of the Expendables.
it's you didn't really miss too much. It was Stallone is actually a good dude. There's never really been any hate pieces put out about him, about how he's a dick, how he's a jerk. He wants people to be successful. He wants people to get back into movies. That was the point of the Expendables. He actually fought with some of the actors. Not fought, but it was very hard to pull some of them in because of money. A lot of them just wanted to be a part of the movie because they knew what it was. It was, hey, remember us, the action stars from the '90s? Let's fucking do it again. Let's get this team together. You remember
Yeah.
how every fucking, like, for me, I wanted to see all those guys together. Not everybody that they made, they made a crazy team, but I wanted to see Stallone and Schwarzenegger and Kurt Russell and Bruce Willis on the same side. And they actually
Yeah.
tried to do that. There's some stories you can go and read about how that they were always apparently trying to pair up Stallone and Schwarzenegger, but it was always in some stupid fucking movie where it would be like dogs and cats talking, or like they were cross dressers, or drag queens or something. And of course, in the interview that's out there, I can't find it right now, but you can tell that they both wanted to be the starring role. They both
Yeah.
wanted to be the action star. Anybody that hasn't seen Tango and Cash, that is an absolute essential movie. We actually might do that one first before we do. That was kind of my payoff. I didn't get Schwarzenegger, but I got Kurt Russell and Stallone, and they're both the hero. Which meant that they both probably sat down and said, you know what, that's okay. We both can get the girl at the end, which they do. They literally, they both are winners at the end. They both have action scenes, so I'm assuming Schwarzenegger was probably a little bit like, I gotta be the guy. I don't play second fiddle. I don't. So I was always bummed out though that we didn't get more pairings of those. Apparently Van Damme was kind of hard to talk into the Expendables, and believe it or not, I'm not a Bruce Willis fan anymore. Now people say, "Oh, yeah, what the hell, heresy!" But if you look up Bruce Willis facts or anything about Bruce Willis, is Bruce Willis a dick? Is Bruce Willis an asshole? Yeah, he is. Apparently, he's a giant jerk. He's not very polite to people.
Really?
Yeah, and he also is concerned mostly about the money when he's already super rich. A lot of these guys were just doing it for the fun. Dolph Lundgren literally was doing it to hang out with his buddies. So it was disheartening to hear how difficult Bruce was to work with. And in fact, they did co-found, Planet Hollywood together back in the 90s. It was Bruce Willis, Stallone and Schwarzenegger. I think Kurt Russell was involved in that, but I'm not sure. But definitely, I know it was those three. And
Yeah.
apparently, even that was just for show. It wasn't really like, oh, we're all buddies. But yeah, apparently Bruce Willis, incredibly hard to work with and is mostly concerned about how much he's getting paid. So,
Well, that sucks.
yeah, and
That ruins Christmas.
that's, there's a lot of actors that are, of course, worried about that. Everybody needs to be getting paid, right? But,
Yeah.
like Keanu Reeves, he's not doing movies about money anymore. He's just doing them for fun. That's why he's like, dude, how are you one of the biggest films and highest, most paid film stars of all time, and you're putting out these like, really? That's what you did? About a couple girls that like invade your house. So I lost a lot of respect for him. I think that about sums up it, man. If people are still listening to this, holy shit, dude, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching.
We're going to plan on doing, like I said, these are going to be done every Friday. Next Friday, we're going to be joined by Travis Winters. You can check him out in the comments below and check out our podcast we did last week where we talk about Star Trek Discovery. Of course, we had Ollie Outdoors tonight, which does outdoor videos. He's just gotten the special effects. We're tentatively planning on making a short film that we can all collaborate on together. If anybody watching this wants to get into movies, maybe you're a script writer, maybe you've got some cool ideas, we'd love to talk to you. Right now, though, we've got the effects. We want to both get into the acting ourselves, so expect this channel to go into more of a mainstream media form. Lots of movies, lots of shows, occasional stuff like that, watch-alongs. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know what you liked, didn't like. And again, if you want to support the channel, please become a patron. That's really going to help out and help the channel grow. I have a lot of plans for this, and this isn't like the stuff I've done in the past. I did Lyft and Uber videos, and that kind of died. And I did VR videos, and that basically shit the bed. And this is something that's going to last forever. This is something that's permanent. Movies ain't media, gaming stuff. It's going to be around for a long time. And it's actually my favorite thing of all time. I'm now doing what I love the most. So if you guys want to support that, you can do that by, like I said, the Patreon. I've got some affiliate links that you can use, or you can even bookmark my Amazon page, and all proceeds from that will go towards creating extra content in the future. Like I said, I want to get some employees. I want to pay this Ollie Outdoor guy. I want to bring in other people, and I want to become an actual not licensed, but official show, whatever you call it, like with a desk and a set and lights and daily content and newsreels. We also plan on doing this live. We didn't do it this show because I didn't really know how much I was going to have to edit. And I'm still going to edit a little tiny bit here, but the plan is to do this live on Friday nights, so that way people can get in, spend some time with us, talk to us, we can take some questions, we can take some comments. We'll have Ollie or one of the guys, somebody else that's in the back, doing what he's doing, saying awesome shit and reading your comments. So please let us know how you like this, and thank you for watching. Please check out the channels I mentioned. Please go check out Ollie's Outdoors new lightsaber video. He spent a lot of work on that. And Ollie, man, this was fun. Thank you for being on the show, dude.
It really was. Really was a lot of fun talking about some stuff that I really love.
It was just
a lot of fun.
It worked good. We're going to keep doing it. So You guys heard it every Friday, and look forward to some watch-alongs. So anybody that wants to download, legally acquire these movies called Starship Troopers and Tango and Cash. We're going to be doing 2 watch-alongs. We're probably going to do one tomorrow, and you guys can watch the movie and listen to me talk over it. And yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Well, that about sums it up, you guys. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you, Ollie. We will catch you next Friday. Say bye, Ollie.
Bye, guys.